Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I come to you with the question, Groupon trips, are they legit? Stick around to find out. Like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, all that good stuff. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is trips, are they legit? Yes, they actually are. How do I know this? I know this for a fact because I used to work at a travel company. We sold all-inclusive vacations and we used to advertise our trips on Groupon. That comes to my one big point. Groupon is not selling you a trip. A travel company is selling you a trip, and the travel company posts whatever they're selling on Groupon and you go. Okay, so it's not really a Groupon trip when you think about it. So yes, they are legit. I will be breaking down the whole entire process of how I recommend getting a Groupon trip. I don't recommend just looking at a deal and buying it. I do think that you should do a little bit of research, and I'll show you how I used to tell my customers to go about it. Well, before we do get into how to buy the Groupon, let's talk about, is Groupon for you in the first place? Are you flexible with your times, with your vacation time? What I mean by that is I'm going to click on something completely random. I'm going to click on the all-inclusive with air and hotel. So I'm going to click on this one. This is in the Caribbean. I wanted to look at some cheaper deals before I, got into something really expensive. The thing about Groupon, yes, you see a certain price, but that's not necessarily the price. You have to pick a certain departure city, and it's not going to be from every single city. For example, I'm leaving from Atlanta. There's no Atlanta here. So I would have to pick something that's more convenient for me, and it's probably going to be Fort Lauderdale. Also, I have to pick a certain amount of nights to stay. I can't just say I want to stay 4 nights or 6 nights. I have to pick from this amount. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to stay 5 nights because 3 nights is just not enough for me. And then I have to pick a departure date. And you see how these dates are very particular, or you can't just say I want to leave January 1st and expect January 1st to be there. As you can see, it's not. So you have to pick a particular date, and a lot of these are sold out. I'm just gonna say, oh, my birthday. Okay, my birthday's November 16th, so I'm gonna leave on my birthday this year. Let's just say that. Now you have a more accurate price, and this is why I say you have to be flexible with your times. Look at how much crap you had to put in. You had to pick the dates that were available, and a lot of these dates were sold out. So are you flexible with your time? If you are, great. Groupon might be a good option for you. If you aren't, it's not gonna work for you. Another thing, so don't buy anything yet, but can you pay full price? After you do everything you're supposed to do, when you do want to buy the Groupon, can you pay it full price? If you cannot, then Groupon is not for you. You can't pay a monthly installment on this price. When you click on buy, you will be paying that $469 up front. But guess what? Is Groupon for you number 3? You're not going to just be paying the $469 up front. You have to find somebody else to go with you. Why? So these resorts and these hotels and so on and so forth usually are based on double occupancy. What does double occupancy mean? Double occupancy means that these resorts and these hotels are expecting 2 people to try and stay in this room. That does not mean 2 people are going to pay this one price. No, it does not. That means they expect 2 people to pay this price each. So this will be over $900. Of course, if you split it with your friend or whatever, I don't care. They pay you back, whatever. But this will end up being over $900 because to stay in this resort and pay this price, look at it, based on 2 guests per room, prices per person, blah, blah, blah. You see, look at all your little fine print, okay? You have to find somebody else to pay this price with you, to pay this price on their own, actually, because it's each. If you don't, that's fine. So you don't have to per se, but if you do not find somebody to pay this price with you, then you are going to end up paying more than this price. It's going to be based on 1 occupancy, so they're going to raise this price, and each place varies, so I can't tell you how much they're going to raise it. So yeah, basically you have to pay this full price, and not only that, you have to find somebody else to go with you. So if you cannot pay full price, Groupon is not for you. Now the next thing, is Groupon for you, yes or no? You cannot pick the resort. You can't see this and it says Casa Marina Beach and Reef Resort. You can't see that and say, well, I want to go to a different one. So no, you can't be picky about the hotel or the resort that you're staying in. That's one thing. Another thing is you cannot pick the flight either. So if you're really picky about airports and flights, so on and so forth, you cannot pick the flight is already pretty much chosen for you. That's why it's a certain price. Airline and flight times are determined at the time of booking, so you can't pick any of that. So when you buy this, when you finally click buy this Groupon, you're basically not picking anything for yourself. Everything is kind of already made for you, which is another thing of mine. If you're one of those people who just want things to be already planned out, another word, itinerary. If you're one of those people who want things to already be mapped out for you and you're good to go, then Groupon might be for you. If you're one of those people who like to do things on their own and go on big adventures, then look, depending on the Groupon, it's probably not for you. For example, this Groupon is not a tour. Some Groupons are called tours. Let's go to one that would be a tour. For example, this 10-day Thailand one, which is the one I bought and I'm going to be going in February. This Thailand one is a guided tour. This one will have an itinerary already set out for you. Go ahead and scroll down and look at look at all the details, but you see how it has an itinerary, tour itinerary at a glance. Some people may not like that. Some of you guys may want to do whatever you want to do, which is perfectly fine, but this is not going to allow that because it already has a set up tour with the Groupon that you're paying for. This one, on the other hand, the only thing you're paying for is literally the hotel and the flight. Whatever you do while you're there, it's all on you. So depending on the Groupon, you might have a full itinerary, you might not, but regardless of the Groupon, the flight is chosen for you, the airline is chosen for you, and the place you will be staying is chosen for you if it's an all-inclusive Groupon. Some Groupons are just the hotel or resort, and some are the airline and everything else. So, is Groupon for you? That is the big question. If you are able to say yes to everything, and I'll just repeat everything, if you are flexible with your times, if you can pay full price and find somebody to go with you, if you're not picky about an airline or a resort or hotel, if you don't mind itineraries being made for you before you go, then Groupon might just work out for you and you could save a couple $100s. However, if you're not okay with anything I just said, then baby, there's really no point in looking at Groupon, to be real. That is the Is Groupon For You section. Let's go ahead and jump into the Yes, Groupon is for me, Charlene. What's the safest way to book a Groupon without getting played or ending up in a terrible resort? How do I know I'm doing the right thing? All right, since we're already on this Groupon, 3, 5, or 7 night all-inclusive in Casa Marina, blah, 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 we're gonna look at this. Now, remember how I said Groupon is not selling you a trip, a travel company is. Well, how do I find that travel company? Look at the title. A lot of them will have it in the title. It says, Stay with Air from Travel by Jen. That is the company that is selling you this Groupon. Now, some of them may not have it in the title, which is completely fine. Just scroll down and read the description. You should always read the description. When you're looking at my YouTube videos, read the description, because some of you guys ask me questions that I already answered, but read the description. So yes, the Groupon is provided to me by Travel by Jen. Okay, that's great. I already put in all the information I want. I'm going to leave from Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to stay for 5 nights and I'm going to leave one of these dates. But Charlene, why is there so many dates? Which date am I leaving on? How do I know what I'm paying for? See, this is where you're going to go ahead and call Jen. It's probably not going to be her directly, but you know what I mean. You're going to call the travel company. So let's scroll down. Let's look a little bit into our details and so on and so forth. Okay, what do you get? You have to book this by a certain time. So with Groupon, you have a time limit on when you can book it. So I'm trying to call Jen because I'm a little confused. Like, what does an all-inclusive resort mean? I've never been at one before. Well, all-inclusive, it shows you right here. All-inclusive package comes with all your meals, all this, all that, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you're not paying for any damn thing once you get there. I've been in all-inclusive before, so I've seen it. I don't pay for shit. You don't pay for anything. It's luxury. So yeah, we're gonna keep scrolling. I want to talk to Jen because I'm still a little confused. I don't know which date I'm actually leaving. I don't want to buy this Groupon before I know the facts. I want to know my airline. I want to know baggage fees. I want to know what time am I getting on a damn plane. I don't see any of that information here. Y'all, I don't care if you're nervous about talking to somebody on the phone. You better call. I used to tell my customers this all the time. Call the damn travel company before you buy your Groupon, okay? You're gonna call Jen, right? Or whoever's gonna be customer service person's gonna be talking to you on the phone. When you call them, these are specific questions that I would ask. The date that I want to go to is November 16th. I don't want to go to 18th, 23rd, or the 24th. Is November 16th still available? What has happened to some of my customers before, they'd buy the Groupon before calling, and when they called, they found out that November 16th wasn't available, but the 18th was, or the 23rd was. But they didn't want to go those days. They wanted the 16th. Do not buy this Groupon, y'all, until you have called called the company, okay? Don't ever buy the Groupon until you call the company. I'm calling Jen. She says yes, the 16th is available. Beautiful, good to go. But what airline am I flying on, Jen? Oh, you're going on Aerobus Airways or whatever the hell it is, I don't know. You're gonna go on this particular airline. Okay, cool, Jen, I'm not mad about that. But what about my baggage fees? Now, some of these may have baggage fees, some of these may not. That depends on the airline. I can't get into details about that, but definitely get your price for the baggage fee because that is going to affect how much you think you're paying for a trip. All right, but what about travel insurance? Get that price too, because if you want insurance, that also affects how much you're overall paying for the trip. So you see how your price may change the more in depth you go? Definitely get all these things checked out before you click this buy button. Don't ever click this buy button before calling. I would say that 1,000 times. So don't click that buy button. Now that you've gotten, you know what the all-inclusive includes, you've called Jen and you asked for your flight details, you're happy. You asked for your baggage, you're happy. You asked for insurance, you're happy. You asked if the date that you wanted to go was available, you're happy about that. You're happy. But did you look up the resort? Y'all, look up the resort or the hotel that is being provided to you. Look up the stars, all that good stuff. But look it up to see if you like it or not. Look it up to see how it looks. Not just here on Groupon, but look up reviews. Go to YouTube. YouTube is one of my favorite places to find reviews on things. Go to YouTube and look up stuff, okay? Look things up. So now that you've talked to Jen, you've gotten did you get your flight information? If I haven't said that, get your flight information as well. You're okay with everything. Now you're ready to buy the Groupon. You've gotten all your information. When you buy the Groupon, up in your My Groupons, you will have a voucher code or a redemption code, something along those lines, and you will need that code. What you're going to need that code for? You're going to go to, depending on what the travel company does, like at my travel company, people called me and I booked the Groupon for them with them on the phone. So you might be able to do that depending on what the travel company is, or you can go to the site. So to book it, you can go to the company website. So somewhere in the description, it's going to have the company website. All right, right here. Click on it and voila, here is Jet Set Vacations. Personally, I'd rather just call, especially if this is my first time doing this. I would much rather call the company and themselves and see if they would book it for me. Some companies, like the one I used to work at, we will book it for you if you call us. There might be a booking fee or something, but I'd rather do that and be safe and know that everything is correct, or somebody that knows what they're doing did it for me versus me, a novice, not getting it correct. That's what I would do. Now, however, some Groupons, like this Thailand one, for example, because this is the one I booked, some Groupons you can call them and ask questions. However, you have to book it on their site. They told me to book it on the site, which was fairly easy, but just want to let you know every Groupon is different, every company is different. Call and ask all the questions, y'all. Oh, another question I forgot that you should ask before clicking buy. I'm really sorry about this. Ask if I go alone, because some of you may not find somebody to come with you, or may not want to pay for somebody to come with you, but you still want to go. How much extra am I going to pay if I go alone, if I do single occupancy? Now, sometimes they do have that information in the know before you go section right here. Sometimes they have it right here. Sometimes they don't. If it's not in there, that's just another thing you got to add to your list of questions. So let's go over those list of questions real quick before you call. At least these are my important questions. Are the dates that I want available? How much do I have to pay if I end up going alone? Because this is double occupancy. If it's not in the description, even though it should be. If it's not, what's included in my package? How much is extra baggage or checked bags, anything like that? How much is insurance? What is the airline? What are the flight times? And yeah, those are the questions that you should ask. I mean, that's really it. So you buy your Groupon and then you book it. You could either call to book it, and if you call and they say book it online, then you just go online and book it. So like I said, I already booked this and I'm going in late February, early March. When I went onto the site for Affordable World, Groupon saved me $200. The thing is, you can still go to these sites. You can still go to Affordable World themselves and book a trip. You don't have to have Groupon to book these trips, okay? That's one beautiful thing about Groupon. You find out about these travel companies through them. Bangkok to Phuket, look, it's right there. And it shows you the price right here from $13.99, so it could be more than that. But point is, you don't have to have the Groupon to book it. You could book it on your own, and when you book it on your own, you could pay over time. However, if you want to save a couple $100, in my instance I saved $200, I can just pay up front and you know, go on about my day. That is your own personal preference. But for example, if Groupon just isn't for you at all and you just don't like the way Groupon operates, at least you can get on Groupon to see these different travel companies. Like I learned about Travel by Jen, or you know, whatever, and then Jet Set Vacations. I never heard of them in my life, just learned about them today. And I learned about Affordable World when I booked my trip to Thailand because of Groupon. Like, I don't need the Groupon. If it works for me, great. If it doesn't, you can still book these companies on your own. That is basically the process of how I would go about buying a Groupon. I hope that made sense. And I hope this video was enough information. And I know I still have 2 vlogs that I have to put up, which is my trip back in August from Turks and Caicos, and my trip back in September from Philly. And I am going to LA for my birthday in November. Definitely when I do go on this Thailand trip in February, that will definitely be a vlog too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Book your Groupons if you want. Stay blessed. Bye.